So hey, what's going on, guys? It's Nathan here, Brookside Landscape and Design. Super excited for today's project, partially because we got this cool new GoPro 360 camera. So I don't know if you can tell, it's really cool. I'm super excited to use this thing because it also has a rear-facing camera. So now I can see myself when I'm talking. I'm not like talking to you guys like this or something. So should be super fun to learn how to use this new technology. That's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm not a camera salesman. So what we're actually doing today is reinstalling a pond, or we're installing a new pond rather. They had an old concrete pond with pipes that were plumbed through the concrete and a waterfall, and it was just kind of weird, janky, and it kind of leaked. And what's super exciting about this build to me is that it's not a conventional place. I mean, we have a gate entryway. We have, this is the entryway to their home. We have a courtyard out here, and we're going to build it back there in that corner. So it's just like a nice little accent feature. It's going to be a pretty small pond, a little 5 by 7 or somewhere in that ballpark with a little 3-foot stream. So I'm super excited for this build. It's going to be really interesting to see how it turns out in the small space. It's not something that we've really done before. We've put water in small places before. You can check out our putting a lot of water into small places video where we built a pondless waterfall in between 2 walkways. That one was really cool. But what's really cool about this is it's the pond. It's got a little bit more traction to it because it's got some depth and a waterfall, and we're just putting it like in a courtyard. So anyway, it's gonna be super exciting. Let me show you kind of what we're working with here. So for this build, we are going to use the Signature Biofalls Signature Series 1000 Biofalls. It's just the smallest one they offer, and this isn't really a big pond. We're gonna be way less than that 1,000 gallons. We're gonna be probably closer to like 300 gallons, give or take 100. We've got an Aquascape 2000 pump. Again, not a big feature, don't need a lot of water flow. We got our dual union check valve there. This is the SKimmer 400 here. This does ponds up to 400 square feet. Obviously, we're working with 35 square feet, but the nice thing with this skimmer here over the SKimmer 200 is that it has this faux rock lid here, and it has an actual plastic basket, which is great. The 200s come with just a black lid, which you can cover with mulch or rock or some plants, sort of like some ground cover. But that nice plastic basket's really great. The 200 comes with a fabric basket. With the plastic basket, it's got a very boom handle, dump it out, put it back in. There's no trying to mess with a net or anything. So really excited for this build. We've got some really great stuff going on out here. We've already got some of our rock. For this build, we're going to use quality basalt, which is basalt's really local to the Puget area. Should be awesome. Kind of have some soil restrictions here because since this was a concrete pond, a lot of material came out that we didn't necessarily have to put back in when we're digging out new fresh ponds. Whew. When we're digging out new fresh ponds, we have all the dirt that we excavate to use to shape and bury and cut shelves, blah, blah, blah. But because this was a pre-existing pond that was concrete, a lot of material came out that we don't have to put back in. And I'm a little stuck until Kyle gets out back here in probably about a half hour with some more topsoil. But what I'm doing right now to kind of help me out and generate some more soil, so I'm going to go ahead and install the skimmer box right now, or at least get it dug in. So this is going to sit, kind of already started this, and I was like, oh, I should get a video. Anyway, so this will sit right here. Just kind of a nice, not really like, and it's a little tucked away under this bush here. Still don't know the name of it. You're gonna know every time I don't know the name of it, guys. So it's a little tucked away. It's set off from this 4x6 support here, because I'd really hate to have that worked on and then somebody steps into the skimmer. But I'll sit right here. It's going to get dug down, so that way the top of this is about flush with the bottom of the 4x6. That's kind of what I've set my grade on, because that seems to be a pretty static point across this whole courtyard area here, is sort of bottom elevation of that 4x6. So dig this in. It's actually about as deep as that lowest shelf is, a little less, couple inches, but yeah, so this is going to go in. It'll be dug in. Our pipe is going to get run out back here and that way, off to underneath that maple, because it's already sort of over excavated on that side. It's going to be really easy and convenient to dig it in over there. And then after I get this in, I'm going to get this shaped, They should have a little bit more soil, and then we'll start cutting the, see how my finger looks there, over there. We'll get the biofalls and waterfalls sort of, probably not entirely excavated, but we'll get the biofalls on the ground, get the pipe run, and then we can bury it, and then we'll have a little bit extra soil to play with. So the birds are yelling at me to get back to work. I'm not that out of breath. I'm not that out of shape. Office work isn't that bad for you. Started telling myself like 6 months ago. Anyway, here's the hole. It is now sort of shaped. That's gonna be our bottom. We're gonna have basically a deep section and then a shelf over here. You can kind of see how I've already started that cut. And then this is the back wall. Our skimmer's gonna go over there, and biofalls and waterfalls gonna come through there. What's really curious is that obviously this used to be a pond. It was a concrete pond. I think the birds are missing it because I keep on seeing, where they at? You can hear them. They're frustrated that their home is gone. Not their home, their splash pad, their wild waves. Anyway, there he is. Just kidding. I keep on getting watched. It's like the government changed the batteries on the birds during this whole coronavirus thing, and now they're back and what? Oh, there he is. He's right there. He's mad. He's mad that I took away his home, his splash pad, his wild waves. They're yelling at me, give us back our splash pad. Anyway, so they will be happy tomorrow when they have their theme park back. Anyway, oh, there he is. They keep on watching. It's really cool. It's really cool because a lot of the the ponds that we build are built on the ecosystem pond or a biomimicry concept. So it's all about, we see these things that Mother Nature does. She does it really well. So we're basically gonna take a slice of that, put it in your yard, call it good. Because if we do it right, when we do it right, it's gonna look awesome. But I mean, yeah, we are building ecosystem ponds. We're building functioning ecosystems now. The bigger ponds that we build, bigger is better. They usually are more self-sustaining and require less care. But even these small ponds, I mean, it's all about, it's basically, I know I've said this many times, but technically what we're building is a river based on mostly the water turnover, because natural ponds are pretty stagnant, or they, you know, fill up in the winter, drain out in the summer. But really, this 2,000 gallon an hour pump is going to cycle this thing like 8 times an hour, 6 to 8 times an hour. So really that flow rate more matches a river, so that we're getting all the proper filtration we need. But then with ecosystem ponds, you plant them, you install fish, plant fish. So it's a weird term. You're going to plant fish. You're not planting fish. You're going to put fish in. There you go. There's your ecosystem. And it's really cool. What's really interesting is that koi and goldfish, the two fish that people most often put in their ponds, they're carp. Carp are river fish. So they feel at home. They're so comfortable. They love the ecosystem ponds we build. It's going to be great. And then the birds. They're watching me. Better get back to work. Okay, so final grading and shaping is done on the pond. They love it. So let me see you. I painted out kind of just to help accentuate the shape. Definitely not an eyeball video. Definitely not sponsored by the Illuminati. I lost track there. So yeah, this is the shape of the pond. We haven't quite shaped out the waterfalls yet, but we're gonna kind of get it rough here shortly. Once we have our pipe in the ground, Kyle's been working on plumbing up the back of the biofalls, and we're going to get our pipe just kind of not in the ground buried, but in the ground, so we can do a little bit of dirt work. And then we'll probably worry about the bearing of the pipe once we have a little bit of rock in the pond. So yeah, things are coming along swimmingly. Pond reference. Kyle's tired of my stuff. Thank you. Anyway, wow, I'm off track. So next step is going to be to get this buried, get the waterfall shaped, and then finally we can drop in our liner and our felt, but in the other order, felt and then liner. Okay, so we are dropping on our liner now. I always say it backwards. We're doing our felt, we're doing our liner. We've got our sheet of felt cut already, and it's kind of dropped in. We kind of got a little bit ahead of ourselves. But there's the felt, our liner is still in the front. So enjoy. All right, liner's in. It's not attached to anything yet, but basically we have it kind of positioned where we want it. You can sort of see our shelves, one, and then our bigger space up here, and then our waterfalls goes up there. So we're gonna break for lunch real quick. Kind of at a good stopping point. So we go back from lunch, we'll start setting some rocks in here. Probably gonna start in the waterfall down there and build up so we kind of have, basically that's where we're going to start, so that way we have 3 different fronts to work from. We can work, once we get the stuff underneath the waterfall stacked, then we can go up the waterfall, or we can work around the other side of the pond. So it should be pretty exciting to kind of see what we can get done here.